Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Today we are going to be watching Platoon. Heard of this movie quite a bit. It's a 1987 or 86. It's one of those films I haven't actually watched from the 1980s. When I think about Platoon, I think about Full Metal Jacket for some reason. I think it's in the same vein as Full Metal Jacket. Um, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. But it just has that feel to it when I think of Platoon. Um, Whenever I see the box cover art or thumbnails for it or something, it just has that Full Metal Jacket feel to it. I think it takes place in 1960s, so the Vietnam era basically. But with that being said, guys, that's all that I have for you about what I know about Platoon. So let's actually just get right into the reaction. Aren't they the people that made Terminator? I could be wrong about that. Did it say Charlie Sheen? I like that shot.
Get a move on, boy. Hey, boy. What you waiting for? Ain't gonna bite you.
Well, he's trying to catch his breath for one.
Sorry.
Run the dog to the front, that's the best.
Red ants. Quite some killers. Black ants are the worst.
I thought red ants were the worst, not black ants.
Just a little. Don't drink too much. Look, I don't want you drinking anymore, all right? I don't want you cramping up, okay?
And he falls back down.
Somebody once wrote, hell is the impossibility of reason. That's what this place feels like. Hell. We get up at 5 a.m., hump all day, camp around 4 or 5, dig a foxhole, eat, then put out an all-night ambush or a 3-man listening post in the jungle.
And I have to wonder if he can, if they wouldn't check that to make sure that, because he just told them basically what he does day in and day out. And that could be compromising for the platoon.
All right, Sergeant, who do you want on ambush? Elias, you take your squad out. Warren, you stay in, but I need Texan Jr. from your squad.
Roger that.
O'Neill, your short-timer stay in, but you go out. I need veterans out there.
That is true. I would rather send them more experienced guy on an ambush than somebody who's green.
Tex, you got Junior and Taylor here on your position. You got Taylor. Gardner, you're with me. Look, in case anything happens to you, you get lost or separated, don't yell out, okay?
Okay.
Just sit tight, and we'll get you.
All right.
So Charlie Sheen is Chris Taylor.
With guys nobody really cares about. They come from the end of the line, most of them. Small towns you never heard of. Maybe if they're lucky, a job waiting for them back in a factory. But most of them got nothing. They're poor. They're the unwanted. Yet they're fighting for our society and our freedom. It's weird, isn't it? At the bottom of the barrel, and they know it.
My question is, I think this movie is a little bit more about the politics of the 60s, is what I'm getting a sense of, but I'm not entirely sure yet because I needed to watch the entire film to make that determination.
Don't catch any Z's on me, buddy, or I'll sling your sorry ass.
I couldn't even tell what time it was. And yes, I can read analog clocks. For some reason, I just couldn't read it.
Junior, it's your shift, man. Okay?
And he's falling asleep. Oh, I like that. I like the heartbeat in the background. Wow, that made me jump. Where did you get it?
Relax, man. It's a scratch. Don't hold this on here.
Don't lie to me, Doc. How bad is it?
He let him walk right up on us. He was sleeping on his goddamn ship.
No, I didn't know.
Big Harold, do you know if you're gonna die?
About to get out of here. They're gonna give you 3 hot meals a day. White sheets. Them pretty white nurses. They gonna give you blowjobs. You pay them enough. I heard all about them white bitches.
Don't baby talking, man. The cocksucker fell asleep. He let him walk right up on us. He don't do shit.
Just shut up, Junior.
I could see how he would think that.
Come on, bird's on the way, man. Hang in there. You're gonna make it.
Chris is in much better shape than he is.
Come on, Gardner. Help me. Don't give up.
He's gone.
Fuck up in a firefight, and I goddamn guarantee you a trip out of the bush. In a body bag. That goes for you, shit for brains.
Everybody thinks he was asleep.
I didn't fall asleep, Sergeant. It was Junior.
Shut your face, chicken shit.
You in big trouble, boy.
Excuses are like assholes, Taylor. Everybody got one.
How long you got left? 300 and what?
32. 330.
Left of deployment. Left of the deployment.
Count backwards or something, you know, like you got 40 days in. I mean, think positive, dude.
Hey, Taylor. How in the fuck you get here anyway? Hey, you look educated.
I volunteered for it.
You do what?
I volunteered. I dropped out of college and told them I wanted the infantry, combat, in Vietnam.
You volunteered for this shit, man?
Believe that?
No.
What we got here is a crusader.
You lame, Taylor?
A what?
Are you lame or something?
Depends on your definition.
Put your mouth on this.
I gotta run. I'll catch you men later. Enjoy yourselves tonight.
Guy like that make it? Yes or no? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I have to tell you, that's precisely what I saw. I mean, sometimes I just look at a guy, and I know this fellow's not gonna make it.
New Year's Day, 1968. Just another day. Staying alive. There's been a lot of movement near the Cambodian border. Regiments of NVA moving across. A lot of little firefights, ambushes. We drop a lot of bombs, then we walk through the jungle like ghosts in a landscape.
In VA? I'm not sure what they mean by that.
Bunker. Where?
Right in front.
Bravo 6, Bravo 6, Bravo 2. Be advised there is a bunker complex up front.
How big is the platoon? Because there's always somebody back behind.
Oh, Christ, look at that, will you? The teapot's still boiling, man. They were just here.
It might still be here. Was that an American?
We got maps. We got S2
Man, this is
stuff.
gook stuff. Let's get out of here. Medic!
Lost both of his arms.
We got 2 men down, sir. There's an explosion.
Tell 6 we need engineers. This house is crawling with traps.
They're on their way. And listen, the NVA out of here have been spotted in the village, half a click down the river. Now, 6 says we gotta get there ASAP.
Okay.
Also, leave 4 of your men here and the medic, okay?
All right.
Move it out.
Hey, where's Manny?
Manny!
Oh.
Didn't know we were coming that day. If they had, they would have run.
Hey, Piggy. Hey, Pig.
There was no reason to do that. So mean to the pigs.
Ladai! Ladai! Get the fuck out of the hole! Move!
Scared, man. They're scared.
Oh, they're scared, huh? What about me, man? What about me? I'm sick of this fucking shit. Come on, motherfucker, move!
1, 2, 3, 4 mag 58 Czechoslovakian machine gun. We got 2.
Oh, so they did have weapons.
Barnes, they got enough rights here to feed a whole fucking regiment.
Motherfucker!
I get that emotions are running high, but there's still no reason to do that.
He's crying your little hearts out about Sandy and Sal and Manny.
Again, no reason to do it.
Ask him why his weapons were here.
Hai sao cô xuống đông ao đây? Says they had no choice. Says the NVA killed the old honcho when he said no. Now he says all the...
Oh, North Vietnamese. North Vietnamese, I think, is what that is. Because there's a difference between North and South Vietnamese people during this time.
The bitch saying. Why we kill the pigs? They're farmers. They gotta make a living. All that kind of shit.
Jesus.
You tell him. He starts talking, or I'm gonna waste more of his daughter, right? Right?
Burn! Burn!
You ain't a firing squad, you piece of shit!
I'm surprised that they're not trying to pull them apart. Now they start doing it for some reason.
You're dead, Elias! I swear to fucking God, you're dead! God, you're dead! You! You're gonna help me stay!
Torch this place!
Get out of here!
It is what I think it is.
She's a fucking human being, man!
Yeah, it is what I think it is.
Just don't fucking get it.
They can't go back to camp because they know the location of it unless it's widely known throughout the population where the soldiers are.
If I find out there was an illegal killing, there will be a court-martial.
Gonna be an investigation or what?
Barnes believes in what he's doing.
And you? You believe?
In 65? Yeah. Now? No.
What year is it?
We're gonna lose lose this war.
Mm-hmm.
You really think so?
We've been kicking other people's asses for so long, I figure it's time we got ours kicked.
Don't drink that, asshole. You're gonna get malaria.
Yeah, I hope so.
Purify it first, if you can. Probably waited until they got a little bit closer, that way you get more of them. I know that's kind of bad to say, because we're, you know, rooting for these guys, but...
I got RPGs, man. It's an ambush. They were just fucking waiting for it.
I spotted a cut over there. Let me get some men and roll up that flank. I can work right up on it. I need 3 men. Sure, you got them. Take off. You keep pouring off that cover fire.
Drag out. Mortars. I didn't think that explosion got him. Maybe the shrapnel did?
Where the hell are you going? Down by the river, about 100 meters. In case they try to flank us.
Can I go with you?
No. We'll move faster alone.
Tell everybody to pull back to the church. What about Elias? We can pull back if we cut off. You just haul ass too, Lieutenant.
Does that... I'm not seeing the big picture here yet. Does that contradict what the other guy just said to do with, you know, he was gonna go around and basically crank him and he moves faster on his own and stuff.
We're pulling back. Now get your wounded man and get the fuck back to church. Get going.
But Elias is still out there, Sarge.
Taylor, I'll get him. You get Crawford in now before Article 15 both your asses.
Really? Okay.
Elias is dead. Fall back with the platoon.
He's gonna go look, isn't he? I kind of would, actually. I would. I would want to make sure.
They got Elias!
What?
He's not dead.
Back down! Back down there!
You don't know how many you're facing. They're not gonna be able to help him.
He killed him. I know that he killed him. I saw his eyes when he came back in. It's in the eyes, man. When you know, you know. Anyway you cut it, Barnes is a fucking murderer.
Barnes been shot 7 times. And he ain't dead. Barnes ain't meant to die.
The way it ought to be. There's the way it is. You all love lies.
Dick stick! Get this dick stick! Come on! Man. Come on, man. Go. Get him! Oh, fuck! Come on, Chris! Come on! Oh, boys! Come on! Come on!
Easy, Barnes. Don't do it.
Well, no one else jumped in to help.
Looks like you got Elias' squad now. I want you to take those 2 holes right there and there. You're tying it off with Barnes up here, King down there.
Yeah. Begging your pardon, sir. My 2 holes are far enough apart you can run a regiment through them and never see 'em.
That's the way the whole thing works. People like Elias get wasted. People like Barnes just go on making up the rules any way they want. So what do? Sit in the middle and suck on it. We just don't add up to dry shit, King.
Whoever said we did, man? All you got to do is make it out of here. It's all gravy. Every day, the rest of your life. Great.
Until they call you for another war, unless you're too old at that point. I would imagine.
Hey, King. Collect up your shit. Your orders just come through.
Well, to be honest with you, I was hoping you'd put me on that chopper with King out of here. What do you say there, Cheaperoonie?
I can't do that for you, Red. We need every swinging dick in the field, and you know that.
I don't think I'm gonna make it out of here.
Everybody gotta die sometime, Red.
Very true, but it is how you live. Please don't tell me it gets hit by like a SAM or an RPG.
Tripwire Rodriguez's hole. We got gooks in the fucking perimeter. Oh, shit, that's it. That's Alpha Company. Anything behind you don't identify itself, fucking blow it away, okay? Look. 2. Airstrike's coming in. They're gonna be laying snake and nape. Don't get out of your fucking holes. Don't shoot! The ambush! Over here, man, hurry!
They're right on my ass! They ain't stopping for shit!
Out of the hole, fast! Get out of the fucking hole! Look at him fly!
At least he understood it.
Blow your fucking ass! Look at him fly!
Ow. That's not good. Suicide bomber. Oh, he was already blind from the blood, and then you just shot him in the head.
Dump everything you've got left on my pod.
A lovely fucking war. Bravo 6 out.
I'm amazed he can kind of stand up even. Although he can't get that arm extended though. Some people are still alive. Is it Barnes? Yeah.
Do it.
That made me.
I think now, looking back, we did not fight the enemy. We fought ourselves. And the enemy was in us. The war is over for me now, but it will always be there, the rest of my days. As I'm sure Elias will be, fighting with Barnes for what Ra called possession of my soul. There are times since I've felt like the child born of those two fathers. But be that as it may, those of us who did make it have an obligation to build again, to teach to others what we know, and to try with what's left of our lives to find a goodness and meaning to this life.
That was very well acted. Willem Dafoe, Charlie Sheen, and I know, I think he's like a background character and maybe one of the translators, but I did not see Johnny Depp. But the guy who played Barnes and Charlie Sheen and William Dafoe did an amazing job um, with their performances. Um, I really liked the division between the two main characters, Barnes and Elias. Um, it kind of reflects on what I've read, in history class and stuff about that, how people, felt about the war and that sort of thing. Bad things happen to good people, and you see different sides of that coin when that happens and tears people apart. I can't really, speak to that aspect of it because I've never experienced anything like that. But all I can do is, just imagine and watch films like this. I can never really experience the pain and the emotion that these men must have gone through. Um, it did say at the end of the film that we, dedicate this film to the people who served in Vietnam. You guys' opinion on this, and especially for any of the veterans out here there that possibly that do watch my channel. I'm very interested to hear what you think about this film and how does it match up with your lived experiences. I know that I compared this movie to Full Metal Jacket, and that's just because they both take place in the 60s. But for me, I see a lot more comparisons to The Hurt Locker, just with certain days being depicted from Chris Taylor's perspective, um, and the way he writes about um, each day and kind of his inner thoughts about each day and stuff like that. Even though that wasn't in the Hurt Locker, um, it was like, day 60 in the Hurt Locker or whatever, and this happened, and I defused this bomb and stuff. In this, we get the introduction to the scene before we actually see what happened, and we typically don't get his thoughts on what happened that day. We get more of him writing to his grandmother and his thoughts on individual people um, he served with and kind of what he does in his daily time, which is actually very interesting. And I thought um, that would might be a problem, uh, just because they wouldn't want you to write stuff about, positions or um, what you do each day, because if it falls into enemy hands, then they know what you're doing. Um, just from a, just from a real life perspective, I guess. Taylor had said that he had volunteered for it, which is kind of interesting because I think that anybody can volunteer um, in a war if they want to. I don't think they're gonna say no unless you have something that's gonna prevent you from actually serving in that war. Um, because they do, even if you volunteer, I believe they do, look at that and stuff like that. So that was kind of interesting and kind of unique um perspective to take. I wish we got his reasons a little more deeply, other than he didn't want to go to school and that sort of thing. Um, but it's serviceable nonetheless. Just as just as character and finding out why he ultimately did it just besides school and stuff. Um, and why he stopped writing. That was kind of interesting too. He stopped writing, um, which is very interesting, and I think it goes along with the change that he felt. Um, the more and more you talk to Elias, the more and more he seemed to agree with his points, and yet for him it wasn't just about surviving to get out of here. That was King's point. All you have to do is survive from King's perspective. And Taylor wanted more than that. He wanted to know more about why. Why is this happening? Why am I here? What is the bigger purpose of why I'm here? Which I believe a lot of people did during this time because there was such controversy over it. Um, not for only people in the war, but back home as well. Why are we fighting this war? What we correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we started the Vietnam War. We went over there for some reason. I just don't remember from history why we went over there. To begin with, I know why we entered, World War II and World War One and kind of the Cold War, but not um, but not the Vietnam War. I forget why. Uh, if you do know, let me know down in the comments below. But this movie really focuses on the morality and can you live with yourself with the choices that you've made. Um, and we kind of see that depicted as well, which is interesting to think about. I believe in the reaction I had mentioned something about I wondered if this was going to be a movie about kind of the social issues, um, which it was a little bit, but it really wasn't that. It was more about, like I just said, the morality of war and what are we doing here overall as a country and trying to find our place in it, but also trying to find meaning in it and not just surviving. So in that context, it kind of gave me, I kind of went down that rabbit hole as far as where my mind kind of ended up. You can tell that they put their heart and souls into this and they dedicated this film to um, the people that served in that war as well. With that, guys, I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. I know it's kind of very short, and I just talked about, characters and um, kind of the meaning or what I took away from the film. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. I know there's a lot that I didn't cover in this outro. If there's something that I missed that you would like me to talk about, uh, put it down in the comments below. If you want my thoughts on something, do consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.